I was invited to Michigan to be a visiting artist by this guy, and he said, David, I'm having you come because I think my students need to see an old-fashioned traditional artist. And I'm like, yeah, man, I draw. You know? There's all kind of music, and I'm thinking more and more that art is a lot like music. There's all kind of music. You know, there's electronic music, and then there's singing. Okay? You want to give up singing? I don't know. Anyway, if you ever get to draw somebody having them sit there for you, you know, get it together and make something happen, because they don't want to sit. That's cruel to make them sit more than 20 minutes. So you might have some ideas, but just see what happens. Maybe you'll find out you're more about gesture or something. I don't know. I have a hero named Eric Heckel, and he does these wonderful woodcuts of his wife. And sometimes I look at my wife across the table, and I see this Eric Heckel woodcut, and I think someday maybe I can put it together and do one like. She's kind of a good-looking woman, isn't she? Anyway, you know, I don't know what your thing is, but my thing is drawing, and they don't always work out. And I tell the kids sometimes, drawing is more improvisatory than jazz. Jazz, they have some charts and notes. Drawing, you have no idea what's going to happen. Okay, so there's a lot of self-portraits here because there was a pandemic. And I do self-portraits sometimes just to stay warmed up. So if you're interested in drawing and you want to draw from life, don't worry about it being some narcissistic exercise. Just do it, hide it, whatever. But I was going to retire, so I thought this was appropriate to make one and call it au revoir. I did it up during the pandemic on an old piece of copper that I had scraped an image off, and I think the image underneath kind of gives it a kind of some sort of location. Oh, Gordy drew an elephant. Rembrandt drew an elephant. Hokusai drew an elephant. If you ever go to a zoo, you have to take your sketchbook and take an opportunity. I've done many drawings of pigs and turned them into etchings, and they're all different color, and I wonder what they do spatially. I think I should put them all together like Joseph Albers, and instead of homage to the square, of course, they would be called homage to the pig. I go to the fair to draw. I didn't go to the fair for a couple years. I didn't get to. But it's free models, you know, hundreds of free models. And they're beautiful organic shapes. And you have to have it together in order to draw them. I take the whole sketchbook. I just draw like crazy. Most of them look terrible. But I end up with enough information to make these prints. And the weird thing that happens when you do that is some of the animals are like predator and prey, you know, they're like, so you only get a short chance to get this interaction with them, and then they're like this. You must calm your monkey mind, or the way that Buddhists said it was, you must calm your monkey mind. I had this girl student. She was a pretty good student. She was a very good student, and she actually, you know, kind of had it, you know. And I think she still has it, you know. Like, you know, you can do okay in your classes, but do you have it? Can you keep going? Anyway, she was in my drawing 1 class, drawing 2 class, and at the beginning of the second year, she said, Dave, I signed up for your print class, but they like changed. You're not the teacher anymore. I wanted to be in your class. I said, it's okay. We'll make a print together or something. So every Friday we would draw. Every Friday we would draw each other for about 4 years. So I have like 100 drawings of her. Anyway, she was a very devout Catholic girl, very devout. So we would be drawing and she would say, I have to go to Mass at 5:30, and I would say, the whole world is my church. I'm always in church. Okay. I don't know if you know this little church around the corner. You know, it was falling apart. The windows were all boarded up and so forth. And the roof was falling in. So, you know, these girls are Catholic, so I titled it St. Francis Church in Disrepair, because that was St. Francis' concern, wasn't it, that the church was in disrepair. But, you know, they say that the Catholic Church has just absorbed it and they never fixed anything up really. But anyway, I thought that was a nice, nasty title to give it. And now somebody has gone over and they have fixed that church and they've put a new roof on it. And why couldn't, you know, why in architectural integrity? The doorway was so beautiful, and now it's like, what else? So I have these students. There. A lot of my students, they're like better than me. You know, they're not chicken. I don't tell them how hard it is for me. I try to share as much as I can. They learn all the stuff I know fast. So one day I decided they don't know how to combine woodcut and etching, so I had to show them that I still had one thing left. They didn't know about it. This is called Delia, because there's a really beautiful song by David Brownberg called Delia. It's just one of those beautiful songs. But this is about Johnny Cash's version. I'm almost done. We used to have this thing called Sunday night drawing. We used to have this great thing called Sunday night drawing. It's because, you know, it used to be an art school over there. I'm trying to be careful. It's just slipping every once in a while. Anyway, we had this one girl, and she, like, her gesture drawing, she would do on a chair, you know, it's like, whatever. So she would, like, do countless reclining poses. I can't handle reclining poses. I just can't. So I beat myself up and I said, just turn it into a Matisse-ian contour exercise. And it started to work for me. And I would do like Matisse, I think, and I would thank the girl for letting me play Matisse. Thank you for letting me play Matisse, I would say. Anyway, so in the 20-minute pose, I would do like 4 or 5 of these. And you know what Matisse said? Somebody said, how long does it take you to do, Mr. Matisse? And he said, it took me 40 years to learn to do these in 5 minutes. Anyway, they aren't all good, but if you make 5 of them, you can take the best and sort of put them all back together. Okay, last. My mother is 93. She broke her back. I had to go stay with her and do the laundry and cook and go to the grocery store and all the stuff she used to do for me when I was a kid. And one day she said, get out of here, David, go do something you want to do. So I had found this crazy building. She lives in Davenport, Iowa. I found this crazy building. It's actually called Boozies or something. And so I drew it, and then our old student Teddy, I had a drawing of him, so I put them together. And Teddy said, I've never been to Iowa. So I call it Teddy, somewhere he's never been. That's all I got.